Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife preview for you. Today we have the prototype of the Arcane design Necronaught. First of all, both pretty cool names. Can't argue with the names. This is the PVD coated version. There is also a blasted version with a satin blade, just so you know that off the bat. It is made by Riot, designed by a man named Israel Bacchus. Seems like a very good dude. We had a nice long phone conversation. He was going over some of the changes that will be made from this prototype to production. All very good changes. And they addressed all of my concerns with this prototype, bar one. But I kind of get why the other one would be much more difficult to fix. As you can see, this is a very, I guess you'd call it design-heavy knife, but it is extremely functional. When I saw the pictures of it, I thought, oh, that looks cool, but it's probably not going to be that great to use. No, it's actually pretty darn good to use. It is not just a Tanto blade. It's kind of the Tanto blade. I mean, this is Tanto. If you like Tantos, you don't get much more Tanto-y than this Tanto. It's an American-style Tanto. Very, very extreme. Almost, it's like a 40-60 split there. But very thin behind the edge, extremely good slicer. You're looking at M390, full titanium frame locks. As I said, this is the PVD coated version. And not only do I love the look of it, just that I love this huge pivot collar, faux bolstery thing. That's just so cool. It's also, I just love the feel of the finish on it. Riot does PVD sometimes, but usually when they do, they kind of, blast a little bit or something. They didn't here. It's just really smooth, and I just really love the feel of it. I just like rubbing my little thumb on it. It's really, really nice. I really enjoy that. It is a really wicked cool looking knife. There is no doubt about that, but it does still work. Sometimes it's easy to write off knives that look like this as just art knives or whatever, but this thing is actually pretty darn functional. Yeah, and it does, as I said, M390 full titanium, and that is what the production version is going to be. There will be a Kickstarter on February 10th. I will update the description down below here after February 10th, but if you want to get notified maybe even before then, best way to find them is on Instagram at arcane_design_co. I will link to that down below too, but definitely go check out his Instagram. You get a little bit more of a feel of his design philosophies. But let's do some stats really quick. We're going to do these manually since, like I said, this is a prototype. We're not going to go through every little thing because a lot of stuff is going to change. Probably the weight's going to be slightly different, things like that. But the overall dimensions should stay just about the same. You have an overall length of, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 and a bit, 8 1/4, slightly less than 8.5 inches. You have a blade length of 3.5 inches. And the blade thickness of, again, we're doing it live, 0.16, fairly thick, and handle thickness of 0.53. And we'll get a weight here. Like I said, I imagine if any stat's going to change ever so slightly, it's going to be the weight. Weight of 5.1 ounces, so not too bad for a full titanium frame lock. Is it a lightweight? No, not by any stretch of the imagination, but not bad at all. This blade is pretty darn good. I do have to say, I've become more of a Tanto fan lately, and I'm still not completely, I don't want all my knives to be them, but they are pretty cool. Just for those kind of daily tasks, it's nice to have that secondary little piercing point there, opening boxes and stuff like that. I use that a whole lot on my Tantos. And like I said, M390, it's Riot M390. It's it's good. It's very thin behind the edge. It slices like a dream. It came razor sharp, and this is just a prototype. So, but even that, sometimes you get prototypes, they're not quite as finished, but yeah, it's wicked sharp. Sliced through a little bit of cardboard. Like I said, this is a prototype. It's gone on to somebody else, so I didn't want to abuse it a whole lot. But, man, it just glides through stuff, especially for blade stock this thick. It works really, really well. It's a flat grind, which is pretty well compound grind, but the flats are all pretty high, and it can cut for absolutely sure. Also, ergonomically, I thought this thing looked like a nightmare, and it is absolutely not. Your hand locks in really well. This little angle up here I thought was going to cause a problem. Doesn't, not a bit. The jimping is perfectly placed. It's a bit aggressive, but I'm not going to complain about that because I think this is really a user knife, so I don't really mind that. The only ergonomic complaint I had wasn't using it, opening it. You get a little jab here from the end in your palm, when you flip it open. That's annoying, but that's getting fixed. This can be rounded off in the prototype. Also, a little bit of some sharp points up here around the lock bar. Those are also getting rounded off in the production version. So that's all good to hear. Now, as far as the carry goes, that's one thing I don't really care that much for, and that's one thing that is not going to get fixed. And the way that the knife is designed, like I said, this is a pretty design-heavy knife, and I think this was a concession to looks, and they didn't want a lot of screws, so this bolt for the pocket clip is structural, so you got a lot sticking out. There is a lot of knife sticking out. Stupid thick pants. There we go. I assure you, in normal thickness pants, it slides in and out very, very easily. Yeah, you got a lot of knife sticking out. And you guys know I'm a deep carry fan. Not all the time, but not this much. That I don't care about so much, or don't care for so much, but I get why, but I'm not a fan of it. Action, I mean, it's a Riot. And it's a prototype, so it's hard to judge. They're going to make a few little changes to the lock bar. Not anything that should affect the detent, though. But, it's a Riot. It's great. It's awesome. Very snappy. Makes a great noise. But you guys know I like knife noises. That's a good noise. That's a very, very good noise. And I imagine that would probably stay the same as well. What other changes were there I forgot about? Oh, a few aesthetic things. This logo is going to be moved, and the M390 logo is going to be moved. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's pretty darn cool. I do have to say, it's easy to write off a design this extreme as just an art knife, and I did when I looked at pictures of it. But he offered to send me one to check out, and I said, all right, I'll do that, and I'm glad I did because I am very impressed with it. Prices are going to be somewhere in like the mid 300s when they come up my Kickstarter on February 10th. I don't know what day I'm putting this up, but it's going to be before February 10th. And yeah, again, check out his Instagram page, Arcane_design_co. And that's the best way to keep updated on when those are live. And you can jump on and get one. So hope you guys have enjoyed this look at this very intriguing knife. I've been Brian. Have a good one.